Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I am making a video that I personally think is a lot of fun. I am talking about my favorite bands of all time, and I have ranked my top 10 from number 10 to number 1, and I will have some honorable mentions at the end because, as you can imagine, this was a very hard decision trying to figure out the top 10 bands, but I think I did it. As of today, I'm very comfortable with my choices, and a lot of you probably would never agree with my choices, but my feelings are based on songs that really touched my life and touched my heart, and these are sentimental favorites too. Songs that take me back into wonderful moments in time. So, without any further ado, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe. Hit the like button. It really helps me out a lot. Click the notification bell so that you always know when I have a new video out. Everything you do helps my channel grow, and I thank you so much. So, at number 10 is an incredible band that I love. Oh, I love this. Okay. Creedence Clearwater Revival. And this is my favorite album by them, but there really isn't a really bad one. Maybe Mardi Gras is debatable, but everything they put out was huge, classic, amazing. John Fogerty, what a storyteller, what an incredible writer. Swamp rock at its best. And I'm just going to go over a few songs that are on this one album they made. This is just one album. Listen to all these wonderful hits that came off of it. Who'll Stop the Rain? I heard it through the grapevine. It is a glorious 11 minutes of, I just love it. It's one of my favorites. So incredible. Long as I Can See the Light is a beautiful song. Traveling Band, Looking Out My Back Door, and one of my favorites of all time too, Run Through the Jungle. That's just on one album, you guys. What an incredible band. What a wonderful output of music. At number 9 is a sentimental favorite when you add just wonderful arena rock, large sounds, haunting and intelligent lyrics, and a voice that at times goes a little off key, but in a great way. You add that with the fact that this is my daughter's favorite band of all time and the memories of listening to their music, what it adds to my life. I'm talking about The Killers. Now, they're known for their huge hits like The Man, Mr. Brightside, their mid-tempo hits like Read My Mind and Human. But this is their latest, The Killers' Pressure Machine, and this is songwriting at its best. If you love Bruce Springsteen's storytelling, you would love this album, and I highly recommend you give it a listen. It's Brandon Flowers, the lead singer, writing songs about his childhood in Nephi. It's Nephi, Utah. He lived in a small town. I grew up in a small town, so I can relate to some of the wonderful things that he sings about. Thankfully, I can't relate to the hard times, but he sings it with dignity. He is very respectful of the small town. And it is such an incredible album, and they are such an incredible band. They are my daughter's favorite band, and I have wonderful memories. And also, there's some music in there with some hard times we went through with our daughter. She did get sick at one point. Great band. They bring back excellent memories for me, for the most part, and I still love what they're putting out. So, The Killers, love them at number 9. At number 8 is a band that just really brings back wonderful childhood memories. It reminds me of days at the public pool, just driving around in the car. Of course, I'm talking about The Cars. And they had such great music going out. Their debut album is probably one of the best debut albums of all time. And for me, I love the song Shake It Up. I was in middle school when it came out. Terrific song. But I love My Best Friend's Girl. I love the whole album, Heartbeat City. I have such fantastic memories of them. They're kind of a new wave. They had great guitars, fantastic vocals. Love this band, The Cars. So at number 8, my favorite band of all time, The Cars. At number 7, of course, Pink Floyd. How could I not include Pink Floyd in a top 10? So let's just start off with Dark Side of the Moon. Another fantastic Wish You Were Here. The Wall. And that's just scraping the surface of what Pink Floyd has put out there. Animals is another great one. Their debut album is killer. I love Pink Floyd. So at number 7 is Pink Floyd. At number 6 is a band that is so sentimental to my early childhood. Absolutely love them. And they are led by a singer who also is in another band that is in my top 10 favorite bands of all time. I'm talking about Wings. Of course, Band on the Run is a huge classic. I love that song. I love everything on this album. Just fantastic. We've got Jet, 1985, Let Me Roll It. Their hits just go on and on and on. I love A Mole of Kintyre, My Love, Hi, 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 Uncle Albert. With a Little Luck was a lot of fun for me when I was growing up. Live and Let Die, silly love songs. I mean, they're just so classic. And they also put out one of the best live albums of all time. So at number 6 is an amazing band led by Paul McCartney. Just a little band called Wings. You may have heard of them. At number 5 is a band that's probably going to stun you. And I will admit they climbed up a few rankings because I just saw them in concert this past Thursday. I hadn't seen a live show in a long time, so I know that played a huge part in why I enjoyed seeing this band so much. But it was also because I was so blown away by the amazing musicianship, the talent that is in this band. They blew me away. I'm talking about Styx at number 5. I know that ranks very high. Let me just start off by showing this record, though. You all know I love The Grand Illusion, and man, Dennis DeYoung really was a great member of this band. It took me a long time to accept Styx without Dennis DeYoung. Way too long, honestly. But I finally got there because, let's face it, they're putting out really great music. I love the band album they put out in 2017 called The Mission. Here is their latest, Crash of the Crowns, that just came out in June of this summer. Fantastic. And I was blown away by how good Tommy Shaw still sings, plays guitar. J.Y. Young is still as cool as ever. Todd Sucherman, oh my goodness, what a talented drummer. They are just so talented, and I was so blown away by the show. I got this concert t-shirt, and I bought something I've never bought before. This is a drum head that is autographed by the entire band. I'm going to hang it. I've got to find a really cool way to hang it. It's used, you know, you can see where Todd played it. What an incredible band. I love having Tommy Shaw's autograph. I think Lawrence Gowan does a fantastic job. He's been in the band forever now, and yes, he sings Dennis DeYoung's music, his songs, but he does a great job. The song Lady really blew me away, and I mean, I just have always loved Styx. At the end of the day, I have wonderful memories of being in my car, or my mom's car. She always had this big tank of a car, hearing the song The Best of Times. I can just remember being in the car with Mom, heading to the laundromat or going to a ball game and hearing a Styx song on the radio. So that band has so much history with me, and it was an honor and a delight to see them in concert. They did not disappoint me, even with the absence of Dennis DeYoung. They rocked it. They touched my heart. So at number 4, we move on to a band that I think should be in everybody's top 10. I personally think one of their records, their greatest hits 2 LP set, is the best greatest hits compilation of all time. I'm talking about the Rolling Stones. I mean, I don't even know what I could say about the Rolling Stones. Gimme Shelter is my favorite. You Can't Always Get What You Want is a classic. Paint It Black. I mean, just fabulous stuff. And they've been around forever, and they never stop. So, this contains all of their early classics. I highly recommend everybody should have this in their collection. I love all their early stuff. But then they also kept going with albums like Tattoo You. I love Waiting on a Friend and Start Me Up. So incredible. And then I loved Undercover of the Night. I thought that was a fabulous song too. So Rolling Stones, they're an amazing band. Easily in my top 5. I really love them. And now at number 3 is the band that I would say, if you name something, like ask me, name a band from the 70s that's extremely iconic. I have to say Kiss. They were and are an incredible band, and they have meant the world to me. It just wasn't the 70s if you didn't have Kiss and Farrah Fawcett all over your walls of your house, just in your bedroom anyway. They were so iconic, so amazing. Hits like I Was Made for Loving You was really important to me. My favorite song by them is Do You Love Me? But of course we have Detroit Rock City. They're just so good. And I know a lot of you probably don't care for them, but they are so sentimental and so special to my heart. I have wonderful memories of seeing them on that Halloween special. The song Beth, I remember seeing little footage of Peter Criss handing out roses to women in the audience singing that song. They're iconic. I love all of, especially the early albums. Kiss has just been an incredible band for me, and I just love them. I cannot say enough of what Kiss has meant to my life. At number 2 is a band that it took me a while to really fully appreciate and fall in love with them. I always respected them, but I'm definitely a latecomer. But man, are they an incredible band. So incredible, but that they're now the second favorite band of all time for me. And I'm talking about the Beatles. Paul McCartney, of course, was in Wings after the Beatles, but you know what? This is where it all began. And such classics as Yesterday, just incredible. Abbey Road, Revolver, Magical Mystery Tour, album after album of pure perfection, Revolver. They were breaking ground all the way. And I don't think there's another more talented 4 people that were ever put together to create a wonderful band. I can't say enough about the Beatles. We all love them. There's been a lot said, so I'll just leave it at that. Fantastic band. And of course, my number 1 band of all time. You all know who they are if you watch my channel. Van Halen. And I'm showing the record. This is not my favorite album by them, but this is the most sentimental because this is how I discovered them. I was laying in bed. School was the next morning, Monday morning, but Sunday nights, Dick Clark's National Music Survey played. We talked our mom into letting us listen to it at night before going to bed. And while listening to that, I discovered Van Halen. A song called Pretty Woman had entered the charts and was doing very well. And I was immediately blown away because my mom had Pretty Woman, the 45 by Roy Orbison, which I thought was pretty cool. But here comes Van Halen with this incredible guitar player blowing my mind. Lyrics that were still clean, but a little edgier than what Roy Orbison had done. It just blew me away. It opened the doors for something totally new for me. Eddie Van Halen has been my favorite musician, my favorite artist since I was 11 years old, which was a long time ago, okay? And this album was the introduction. This song, Pretty Woman, was the introduction to a band that has brought so many wonderful memories of listening to them while cruising around with my friends, laying in bed listening to the Dick Clark National Music Survey. And yes, they've had their ups and downs. I will never say anything but David Lee Roth era is the best. Sammy Hagar did good too, but nothing is as magical as those first albums that came out. So incredible. Here's my favorite with Sammy Hagar, Balance. I think it's a very underrated album and I really love it. But for me, nothing gets better than Van Halen. They have a lot of fun. Mostly they are just a band that puts a smile on my face. And I just love the lyrics. I love the musicianship. Very talented. And Van Halen will always be in my heart. And Eddie Van Halen will always have a special place in my heart. So those are my 10 favorite bands. Now I'm going to talk about what I call the honorable mentions. They are more than honorable mentions. I just like these bands at the moment better. So let's talk about Led Zeppelin. What an omission on my top 10. I know it. Led Zeppelin is an incredible band and I love all of their albums. They don't have that sentimental factor going for me, but I love them. So they're definitely an honorable mention. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers kind of broke my heart not to mention them in the top 10. Cheap Trick. What an incredible band. Dream Police is one of my favorite albums of all time. Love them. The Zombies. Odyssey and Oracle is one of the most amazing albums ever, and Colin Bloomstone's vocals are the most beautiful. They are incredible. So, The Doors. I love The Doors. So many great songs with The Doors. The Police. It's hard to leave them out of a top 10. They were fantastic. Hit after hit. Every album still sounds fresh and new to me when I listen. It just hasn't aged at all. Blue Oyster Cult. What an incredible band, and they're still putting out wonderful new music today. And Rush. It's really painful not to put them in my top 10 too, because they are so incredible. Neil Peart on the drums, so fantastic. I love Rush. They are just a very intelligent, lyric-driven band. What a band. And my dad's favorite, and is sentimental for me, the Bee Gees. So those are my top 10 bands. Those are 10 more honorable mentions. Let me know the bands that are favorites to you. And I'm not talking about the bands that you think you should say. I want to know the bands that are sentimental to you. The ones that really touch your heart when you listen. The songs that take you back in time to a sweet memory. That's what I really am interested in hearing from you. Please subscribe to my channel and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. This was a lot of fun for me to do. Take care. Bye-bye.